Hi, how's it going? This is Resin of Collinwood back with my second video for tonight. Mr. Best versus Theophilus. You know, when you say morality, it's more lack of morality. Well, sort of. But here's the thing Mr. Best, let's call a spade a spade. He was death. Um, Here's what I find most interesting about this character, and it really is just a fascinating character. Mr. Best, for all his, he's death, he's, a part of the afterlife, his interest in life is very fascinating. And if he finds you fascinating, he'll give you a chance at redemption, which I find very interesting. I think many characters I think are taken from Mr. Best, and one character in particular I think I don't know. I'm not trying to call out Rockstar or anything, but when I think of the character of the Strange Man, it reminds me of Mr. Best from Dark Shadows. The Strange Man gives Herbert Moon every chance to do things, and well, Herbert Moon does do things, not good things either. Um, but back to Mr. Best, Death. He's so fascinated with, you know, Amanda Harris. He's fixated on her. He's curious about her. And when she jumps off this bridge, he gives her another chance. To me, Mr. Best gave the you talk about death literally having a personality. This is it. I mean, go look up how death is done after this. We've always heard about the robe, the sickle, the skeleton hands, but no, not this. And I'm not saying they would have showed that here or should have. Here, it's a person. It's a human being. He's dressed like a complete gentleman of luxury. He's very matter of fact. He's very direct in the way he talks. You'd swear he was a human being, and it's so crazy. Again, I'm not trying to make this a video too much about morality because really it's not. But his morality is, hey, if I'm interested in you, I'll give you a chance. And he was interested in Amanda Harris. It makes you wonder if Mr. Best had ever done this prior, if someone had ever piqued his interest, before pre Amanda Harris. I love the rules he sets for Quentin. As long as you don't touch each other. Basically, he set him up to fail, right? What an amazing character. I always think about how Mr. Best's lair looked, the little waiting area, and how neat it was. God, you talk about the imagination of that. That was cool. And think, this is pre Beetlejuice. This is before the Beetlejuice movie. It's sort of going to do this a similar thing with their waiting area. Just not all this, but they're going to make it a literal waiting area and office and business and all that. I think Dark Shadows inspired so much. You know. Speaking of immoral, does it get any more immortal, immoral? God, I can't talk. Than Diablos, the devil himself. You know, I'm a religious person, and let me say this: I watch plenty of movies about satanic stuff, the devil, all that. And I just never got the big deal of why everyone made a big deal of, you know, certain things. I guess a group got mad and complained about Diablos, and it's like, I sort of wish Dan Curtis would have just told him to stick it because I think he should have and just went straight forward to this character. What they did, my biggest thing, if you really want a Monday morning quarterback something, and it's weird because Diablos did have a voice. Diablos was a tall person in a robe, so it was a person. You could hear a voice, you could see a figure. I sort of wish they would have brought that person to life and made sort of how Mr. Best was, where Mr. Best was dressed nice. Have this casual looking dude be, the devil. I think that would have been interesting. Um, you know, and I'm not trying to, nitpick at all. I do think that would have really maybe calmed down the critics, if you will, or caused them not to complain so much. I really, I mean, honestly, look at the design of hell. Okay, let's call it a spade a spade. It was hell. Did it really look that morbid? No. I mean, I guess compared to the '60s, yeah, well, that's morbid. It's like, really that's morbid. That? Come on, no. I love the design. Design looks not really cool. It's sinister enough, you know, and it's hey, it's hell. It's the devil's hell, right? I really, I sort of think them complaining about this little thing here, them complaining about Diablos and how hell looked, really handcuffed a lot of things for DS, and it really pisses me off if I'm being honest. The one thing I want to be here with you guys is honest, and it really just pisses me off. It does. It's like it's creative. It's creative freedom. This is what I mean by you don't want to handcuff, someone's creativity. But if you keep handcuffing someone's creativity, how can they be creative? I'm not saying it should be the go all the way to the extreme of show Satan with horns and a tail. No. If anything, that's one of the biggest stereotypes from the Bible. Oh, horns, a tail. When you really see Satan in other movies, he is literally a person. How Donald Pleasance played the devil, by the way. Um, Many actors have played Satan, throughout. Um, who played him in The Prophecy? God, I keep Viggo Mortensen played the devil in the movie The Prophecy, where Christopher Walken was playing an angel. Um, go watch those movies, by the way; they're really good. I want to say it was Walter or Sam Houston played the devil. One of them. I forget which one. That's what gets me. It's like the devil was played prior to Dark Shadows. How the devil in Daniel Webster was before Dark Shadows, and they had the devil be a literal person. So what's the big deal? Why was there a big deal about this? Because they were showing hell. It's like really to get back to the sort of the character retrospective I'm doing now that I've cut a little mini promo here. For what we got, I really enjoyed this. This was dark and sort of ominous. You were sort of waiting for this character to come to the surface. That that the immorality of picking sides between your minions and making them sort of pit against each other and spy on each other is diabolical, and it just screams of the devil, really. Everything Dark Shadow, even though it's very short lived, what Dark Shadows really touches upon here is truly dark. And it was really good. Say what you want about it. Say, oh, it didn't last long, but yeah, it's because some assholes complained about it. Tell I love Dark Shadows, right? But in all fairness, for what they got to show, it was really entertaining and really just, man, the punishment for Nicholas Blair, it makes you think, man, what if the devil really did come up to Earth? What would happen? What would he do? Would he start charming people? Would he just snap his fingers and things would start burning? It let, even though it was very short lived, the imagination of it left you with lots to wonder about. And that's something Dark Shadows really deserves credit for too, with that angle, with the Diablos angle, really. I mean, I just, and again, I'm not trying to complain, I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but it's just, it's really frustrating to think that, somebody complaining about something led to that sort of getting somewhat next. And they never go back to it, really. They never, the one positive thing we get out of it is the fact that Diablos is canon. The devil in Dark Shadows is canon. And it's something that can be used later down the road. And I sure as hell hope it does. And yes, that pun is intended. Um, but again, the lack of morals of that character was really well displayed. For as short lived as it was, again, pitting sort of Angelique and Nicholas against each other. And I do believe that was done on purpose. I do believe Diablos was like, okay, you guys want to complain about each other? Just go at it. I don't care. As long as I get what I want. And that's really well displayed too. So I hope you guys enjoyed my verses and my mini rant here. I have one more video to do.